see which cars are really going to handle it. We haven't seen anybody show up William Byron all day. Bubba Wallace, his pit crew and his car's running good, but his pit crew's done a great job today getting them in track position. But his car was really good on the long run, and William Byron had a little bit of trouble getting through traffic there at the end. But getting to these cars is when these cars get tight and you start to lose the front end. So it makes it difficult until the tires really fall off.
It seems like somewhere around 35, 40 laps on these tires, and man, some of them maybe flip the switch. But to your point, Wallace and the other 2311 car, Raddick, and them RFK cars ran that leader down. Do not forget that. Very strong on a long run.
All right, Eric Jones, we mentioned, rolled around to save those tires. And here he is in the Advent Health number 43, the Check It for Andretti scheme. And Richard, the penny blue and the STP red, you know, now it looks really great. But when that first happened, how'd that look together?
Well, we had to get used to it, okay? One thing about the colors, no matter where that car is at, that crowd or whatever, you can see it. It stands out like neon lights. So we always like those colors together.
Was Andy Granatelli really that tough to deal with?
He was to begin with. When we sat down and talked to him to begin with, he thought it was going to be tough. But he never ran up against the petty crowd. Yeah.
It was a negotiating point. We'll give you the car petty blue for one color, but you can put your orange on for a bigger number.
Oh, okay.
Kyle, Throwback Weekend always brings out these paint schemes. You've watched it, you've lived it your whole life. I mean, a throwback life, right? And what's your favorite out here this weekend?
Listen, the Pierce or the Wood brothers always bring their A game. They are hands down the team, no matter what they come with, whether it's something Pearson did, whether it's just Jim Clark color scheme. They just come with uniforms. They come all the way through. They live for this weekend. So for me, hands down, in their 75th year, congratulations to those guys being here with that car.
Yeah, that's my winner right there. British Racing Green, Lotus Yellow. They had to get approval from the Chapman family that owned Lotus to duplicate the Jim Clark Indy winner from 1965, which was pitted by Leonard Wood and his group. And Leonard's been telling stories all week. He said when he first met with Colin Chapman and Lotus, somebody said, I sure hope those Virginians move quicker than they talk.
Did you ever drive an Indy car?
No, I went up there one time in one of Ford's cars, and so I was going to get in the car.
The front straightaway here at Darlington, into the wall in your Plymouth, and boy, knocked the wall down. Yeah, and more than that, there's Richard hanging out the left side of the car. Fortunately, not badly injured, but what that led to, what did your mom do after that happened?
Well, I think maybe some winter net, okay? And I think we had winter nets at Rock, California, Riverside. That wasn't mandatory anywhere else. And once we did that, then my mother said, this is going to work. So then Nascar adapted it with the winter net, and now every racing organization in the world idea of winter net. But it took something like that spectacular idea to really sink in for the safety picture.
I heard she took a tennis net and then put a hem on it and put it all together. Is that true?
We had some stuff that was fireproof.
Yeah, the Nomex.
The Nomex had just come out. I think 69 the Nomex come out. So she said they need to be fireproof. So she made it, cut the things and made them, and sewed them up herself. So that's it.
Yeah, you remember when Nomex came out?
Yes.
You couldn't dye it. It was that yellow looking color.
Yellowish, whitish.
Yeah, it was that. So if you look at the one in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, that's the one she made. It's in the Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool. To have my dad, my granddad, and my grandmother in the Hall of Fame.
Wonderful.
Ryan Blaney is putting some lap times down, running his first two cars down.
Back on the green, Chase Elliott had to make a second pit stop in that sequence.
Well, exactly what Greg said is what we all love about Darlington. No matter what generation car, driver, whatever you bring, it's the same old Darlington. And you see these restarts as wild as they've ever been, coming up out of that hole, off at turn 2, over the bump, and got to get it sorted out. Get in trouble really quick here.
Another thing I'm seeing, obviously that untimely caution shook things up yet again with this race. Seeing some new equipment up front. Josh Berry, Bell, here is Denny Hamlin, finally got that track position back.
Berry going at it 4th and 5th right here. That is my pick. Clint, you asked. Best throwback paints team, the Wood Brothers, and that Jim Clark Indy winning number 21.